Please be seated. Our readings this morning are so rich, I was tempted to give both a sermon and a State of the Parish address, but I figured I would save you that. So, friends, as we gather to reflect on the life and ministry of this parish in 2025, I do so with great gratitude to God and to you, the faithful people of this congregation, remembering that the church is not this building, it's not the institution, but it's the gathering of the people of God. I'm especially thankful for those whose leadership have shaped our common life this year, Alan Decker and Charlie Green and Memory Holloway, whose terms on vestry are completed today, Roberta Eigler, who has completed her term as warden and that following 3 years as a member of vestry, and Cindy Shea, whose term on vestry has ended today, but who has accepted the call to serve as our warden. Your leadership has been an expression of quiet faithfulness, and steady commitment, and love for this parish. This past year has been marked by both challenge and promise, disruption and renewal, weariness and hope. Taken as a whole, 2025 has been a year of continued recovery, faithful resilience, and meaningful growth. The Holy Spirit has been active in our midst, calling new people into community with us, strengthening our common life, and inviting us to imagine what faithfulness looks like in a complex and anxious world. The words of the prophet Micah offer a fitting lens through which to view this moment. What does the Lord require of you, Micah asks, but to do justice and love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God. That triad, justice, kindness, and humility, has quietly shaped much of who we have been this year. Likewise, Jesus' words in the Beatitudes remind us that God's blessing is often found not in strength, not in certainty, but among the poor in spirit, the merciful, the peacemakers, and those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. These scriptures name both our calling and our hope. So allow me to reflect on our shared ministry this past year, what has shaped our common life, and the outward-facing mission that continues to define Grace Church as a place of welcome and service and love. Our ministry continues to rebound from the profound social disruptions of the COVID-19 pandemic, and members continue to rejoin the community. While the effects of that season are still present, 2025 has been a year of tangible growth and renewed energy. Weekend worship attendance is increasing, and perhaps more importantly, new relationships are taking root. New families have joined our parish, bringing fresh life and questions and gifts. Their presence reminds us that Grace Church is not simply surviving, but growing. Our church school is one of the clearest signs of this renewal. Enrollment has increased. There's renewed sense of joy and purpose among both children and teachers. Children are forming friendships, learning the stories of our faith, and discovering that church is a place where they are known, valued, and loved. In the same spirit, we have begun training new acolytes. Watching young people step forward to serve at the altar is always a powerful reminder that ministry is shared across the generations, and that leadership is cultivated through invitation and trust. Music continues to be a vital and beloved part of our worship life. This year marked a significant transition with the retirement of our longtime music director, Brian Roderick. We miss him deeply, and we remain grateful for the years of faithful, creative, and prayerful leadership he offered this parish. At the same time, we've been blessed by the arrival of Dwight Thomas as our interim director of music. Dwight has brought warmth, skill, and pastoral sensitivity to this role, and his ministry has already made a meaningful impact in our worship and community life. To help guide us toward the future, we installed a music discernment committee charged with leading the search for our next settled music director. This committee is discerning not only candidates, but the musical and liturgical needs of Grace Church in this season in our life. I encourage you to participate in the survey that will be in your email later today. And we'll have hard copies in the back of the church next week for those without easy access to email. It's also worth noting that Dwight is eligible to apply for the settled position. And we're deeply grateful for his willingness to walk with us during this time of transition. This past year has also included several significant and unexpected challenges that require flexibility, collaboration, and faithful stewardship. In July, a lightning strike caused damage to multiple systems across our campus, including the pipe organ, the key fob entry system in the offices, and our live streaming equipment. And thanks to the swift response of volunteers and officers, staff, vendors, and our partners at Church Insurance, all these systems have been fully repaired and restored. The same lightning strike also caused more extensive damage to the lighting system, both here in the church and in All Saints Chapel. These systems will need to be replaced at significant cost, and the vestry is carefully discerning the most prudent path forward with an eye toward safety and sustainability and long-term stewardship. In September, we experienced a serious roof leak that resulted in rainwater intrusion and damage into parts of the church, necessitating a replacement of that roof. That work has been completed and the interior water damage is being assessed. That will need to be addressed in 2026 also. Our historic buildings are both a gift and a responsibility, and I'm grateful for your patience and trust as we work to be good stewards of what we've been entrusted with. Staffing transitions were another defining part of the year. We'll continue that into 2026. As I previously mentioned, we celebrated Brian Roderick's retirement. We welcomed Dwight Thomas as our interim director of music. We continue to share in the ministry of the Reverend Faith Boothia with St. Peter's in Dartmouth. Faith's pastoral presence has been a gift to both congregations. But the grant that supports her position at Grace in St. Peter's expires this summer, and she will be moving on to a new call sometime this year. And so we give her thanks for her ministry with us, and we commit ourselves to supporting her as she discerns the next chapter in her ministry. Your commitment to outreach and community engagement remains one of the clearest expressions of our faith. In 2025, this work expanded in both scope and impact. Martha's Pantry and Community Breakfast served significantly more people this year, responding to increased food security and isolation and anxiety. Through these ministries, along with Laundry Love, Grace Church offers not only nourishment, but dignity and human connection. The Compassion Coalition for Women and Children has also grown, providing diapers and age and language-appropriate reading material for families in need. This ministry embodies Micah's call to love kindness and affirms the dignity of caregivers and children alike. A new lay-led collaboration with St. Andrew's and the North End Dinner at Church began this year, offering hot meals and fellowship to our most vulnerable neighbors. It is a powerful example of what becomes possible when congregations work together for the sake of the wider community. Within the parish, the formation of our Parish Life Committee has strengthened relationships and cultivated joy through gatherings such as the Spaghetti Supper last spring, Homecoming Sunday social hour, Advent wreath making, and the Pancake Supper that will take place in just a couple of weeks. These moments of connection matter deeply. They're how we learn to walk humbly with one another when we're at our best and to offer grace when we struggle. This year's stewardship campaign has been a significant success. As of today, we're within $5,000 of meeting our aspirational goal of $200,500. This is the first time in several years our pledges have increased. And if you've not yet pledged, I encourage you to prayerfully consider doing so today. We're within sight of our goal, and if we meet it, it will be the first time we've done so in several years. Your generosity is a tangible sign that the Holy Spirit is at work among us. Looking ahead to 2026, several priorities are clear. One is the rebuilding of our youth ministry. I've met with youth and parents and youth leaders over the past few weeks and have heard their hopes and dreams for this vital ministry. In the next few weeks, we expect to have a blueprint for our youth ministry that will guide us through the remainder of this program year and into the next. Other priorities include addressing our ongoing building needs as faithful stewards and responding faithfully to the divided and anxious world in which we are living. Jesus reminds us that the meek, the merciful, and the peacemakers will be blessed, and I believe that is the path we're called to walk in as followers of Jesus. As new challenges arise, as they surely will, I'm confident that together we will meet them with faith and courage and joy. It is an honor to serve as your rector, and I give thanks for the privilege of sharing this ministry with you. Thank you.